Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and we've got an upper intermediate level lesson for you guys today. This one is all about a crime scene.
That's right. So we are going to be at a crime scene. We are with the police officers, and we're going to take a look at some very, very interesting and specific vocab to like police and a crime and all that.
That's right. So if you're a fan of the TV show CSI, or you like some of these investigation police work TV shows, this is a lesson for you.
That's right. So why don't we go and listen to the dialogue for the first time?
All right, Officer McGraw, give it to me straight. What are we looking at here?
Detective McGee, we're glad to see you. We could sure use your expertise on this one. It's a break-in, but nothing seems to have been stolen. We received a call from the Bear family at around 10:30 this morning. They'd gone out for a walk before breakfast and came home to this mess. Broken chairs and porridge all over the place. Apparently Mama Bear had made the porridge a little too hot, you see. They were waiting for it to cool down.
Okay then, let's start examining the evidence. Have the forensics team been in yet?
Yes, sir. They found some fingerprints on the bowls and are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak. Hopefully they will be able to identify the burglar soon.
Aha! What's this? A strand of golden hair. This is a very important piece of trace evidence, McGraw. It tells me the suspect has long golden hair, and very few men have long golden hair. So our criminal could be a woman.
A woman? Was she working alone? Did she have an accomplice?
An accomplice? No, McGraw. She was definitely working alone. See here, there are footprints in the porridge. Here on the floor, small footprints. This tells me that our suspect is small and could possibly be a child.
A child? Surely not, sir.
We must follow the clues, McGraw. The evidence doesn't lie. Now, let's reconstruct the crime. The suspect came in, sat in each chair, breaking the smallest one into little pieces. Next, the porridge. She obviously tried to eat it, and because it was so hot, she dropped it on the floor, making this mess. Interesting. These footprints seem to lead upstairs. McGraw, did your officers clear the scene?
Well, there was no one down here. And maybe we forgot to check upstairs.
Hey, what's with all the noise? I'm trying to sleep up here.
There she is. Get her!
All right, we're back. So a lot of interesting phrases there. They are obviously investigating a break-in.
Okay, a break-in, yeah. So someone broke into this family's house, so they have to investigate the evidence and some of the things that were left behind.
So now why don't we take a look on language takeaway, some of the specific words they used.
Language takeaway.
All right, the first word that we have is forensics, the forensics team.
Forensics team. So a forensics team is a team at a police department or a police station that studies the things that are left behind after a crime.
All right, so that team goes and collects the evidence.
So you could look at hair or fingerprints or footprints, things like that. A forensics team is kind of like a team that puts together puzzle pieces, trying to figure out what the story was.
So, as you said, the TV show CSI, the whole show revolves around, follows a group of forensic scientists who go to crime scenes and look at blood and different pieces of evidence that are left behind.
Very cool. So one piece of evidence that a forensics team might look at is a fingerprint.
That's right, a fingerprint. Or in the dialogue, we found fingerprints, the plural form.
Okay, so for example, if you go to a police station because the police think that you have committed a crime, the police will take your fingerprints. That means they'll put your fingers into ink, and they will make you push your fingers onto a piece of paper to see what your fingers look like.
That's right. So our fingerprints have a unique pattern. Everyone has different fingerprints. There are no two fingerprints alike in the world, right?
Right. So it's kind of like a form of identification.
Very good. That's right. So that is your fingerprint. So moving on, we talked about fingerprints now, the scientists who are investigating the crime scene. And they are talking about a very important piece of trace evidence.
Okay, well, let's look first at the second word there. We've got the word evidence. So evidence is something that is usually physical, like a piece of clothing or hair, that can be used against someone when we're trying to prove that they have committed a crime.
Right. So, for example, a weapon or fingerprints, all that is evidence.
Okay, so Marco, what's the difference between evidence and trace evidence?
Well, as you'd notice, you have the specific word there, trace. And to trace means to follow or
To connect, maybe.
to connect, right? So what you're doing here is you are taking this evidence to follow or connect the person that committed the crime. So, for example, fingerprints lets you know who committed the crime.
Oh, okay. Or maybe if you have blood, you can find out who did this crime.
Right.
But what about like a broken window?
Well, that's just evidence. That just lets you know how the crime was committed, maybe how they got into the house.
But not who did it.
But not who did it, right?
Okay, so trace evidence helps you connect the crime to the person who committed the crime.
And, well, moving on, we found that very important piece of trace evidence, which was a piece of, or a strand of golden hair. And the police officer said, well, this tells me that the suspect has long golden hair. So, a suspect.
Okay, this word it looks exactly the same as the word to suspect. But be careful because we say these two words in different ways.
So, to suspect, that's a verb.
That's right. So, I suspect Marco did it. So that means I think or I imagine.
Right. Whereas a suspect, a noun, a suspect,
is a person. So the person who we think or the person who the police think committed a crime.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, we're talking about some trace evidence like long blonde hair. That means the suspect is probably a woman and is probably blonde.
Very good. And it's interesting that you use the verb to suspect and a suspect, all because you're not sure yet. So this person may have committed the crime or may not.
That's right. So we have to wait until the trial. We have to wait until we prove this person is guilty before we can say that they actually committed the crime.
Very good. Okay. And, well, you have a suspect, and usually you also have somebody who is an accomplice to the crime or to the suspect.
Okay, so a suspect, as we said, is a person. It's a noun. So is an accomplice. So accomplice is a suspect's helper.
Right. So basically, if you're robbing a bank and I wait outside in the car, right, while you're robbing the bank, then I am an accomplice.
That's right. And under most laws, you could be sentenced to jail.
Right. So the accomplice usually doesn't commit the crime, right? You robbed the bank, but I just waited outside in the car to drive you out. So I didn't rob the bank.
Right, but sometimes accomplices do also have guns and shoot people or
Right.
knives. So an accomplice is basically just the helper of the criminal, but they can get in trouble too.
Right. So basically, it's a person that helps out and knows about the crime, but didn't tell the police about it. Right?
Exactly.
That's a really important aspect. Okay. So a lot of interesting words there, all related to crimes. Why don't we move on now to a couple of different phrases that we have prepared for you on Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, I like this first phrase. It's a phrase you might hear a lot actually in police shows. Give it to me straight.
Give it to me straight. Actually, also, you can use it when you're just talking to someone and they're like hesitant, right? Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but...
I'm not so sure. I don't think you're going to like what I have to say.
So I can just say, okay, come on, just give it to me straight.
Okay, I don't like your shirt. No, I'm just kidding. It's a nice shirt. But what you're basically asking for is the person to say, be honest with me.
Be direct.
Be direct. Straight can mean both of those things. Honest or straightforward or quick. You don't want someone to go around and say lots of different things.
So I guess, yeah, that does make sense. Give it to me straight maybe comes from straightforward. So to be straightforward is to not hesitate to just say something directly and honestly.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on to our next phrase, McGraw is talking about the bowls, and he said, well, they are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak.
As we speak. Okay, so this is actually a phrase that refers to time. So in this instance, what he's basically saying is right now. They're being analyzed right now or
Okay.
in this moment.
So it's a way of indicating that something is happening at this very moment.
Exactly. So I could say, did you know that the president is giving a speech as we speak?
Okay, so that means the president is talking right now.
Exactly.
As we speak. Okay, very good phrase. Now, moving on to our third phrase, Detective McGee was talking about reconstructing the crime. He said, let's reconstruct the crime.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you watch these crime TV shows like Dexter or CSI. This is my favorite part
Right.
because they tell you exactly what they believe happened. So to reconstruct means to build again or to recreate, to create again. So basically they start at the beginning and they pretend to follow what happened during
Right.
the crime.
So that's basically the verb, to reconstruct, to rebuild, recreate. Okay, reconstruct the crime. Very good. And what about our last phrase?
Okay, so our last phrase is, again, a very typical police phrase. You hear this a lot when there's been a crime or on TV when they're talking about the scene of the crime. That means the place where the crime happened. And the police say, we need to clear the scene. Or, did the officers clear the scene? So to clear means to empty out.
Right, but they're not talking about emptying out the evidence or removing everything from the house. They're just saying to remove people, right?
Right.
Or obstructions.
Exactly. And why is it that a police officer would want to make all the people go away?
Well, because you don't want people stepping on the evidence or maybe putting their fingerprints all over the place.
Right. So it's very important that the officers, the police officers, clear the scene so that they can start their investigation.
Right. Very good. A lot of interesting phrases there. I think we should go back. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the last time, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about this really interesting topic.
All right, Officer McGraw, give it to me straight. What are we looking at here?
Detective McGee, we're glad to see you. We could sure use your expertise on this one. It's a break-in, but nothing seems to have been stolen. We received a call from the Bear family at around 10:30 this morning. They had gone out for a walk before breakfast and came home to this mess. Broken chairs and porridge all over the place. Apparently Mama Bear had made the porridge a little too hot, you see. They were waiting for it to cool down.
Okay then, let's start examining the evidence. Have the forensics team been in yet?
Yes, sir. They found some fingerprints on the bowls and are analyzing them back at the lab as we speak. Hopefully they will be able to identify the burglar soon.
Aha! What's this? A strand of golden hair. This is a very important piece of trace evidence, McGraw. It tells me the suspect has long golden hair, and very few men have long golden hair. So our criminal could be a woman.
A woman? Was she working alone? Did she have an accomplice?
An accomplice? No, McGraw. She was definitely working alone. See here, there are footprints in the porridge. Here on the floor, small footprints. This tells me that our suspect is small, and could possibly be a child.
A child? Surely not, sir.
We must follow the clues, McGraw. The evidence doesn't lie. Now, let's reconstruct the crime. The suspect came in, sat in each chair, breaking the smallest one into little pieces. Next, the porridge. She obviously tried to eat it, and because it was so hot, she dropped it on the floor, making this mess. Interesting. These footprints seem to lead upstairs. McGraw, did your officers clear the scene?
Well, there was no one down here. And maybe we forgot to check upstairs.
Hey, what's with all the noise? I'm trying to sleep up here.
There she is! Get her!
So you mentioned a couple of different shows such as Dexter and CSI. Do you watch any of these shows?
I do. I'm a big fan of Dexter.
Dexter.
And Dexter, as you know, works at a police station in Miami, and his character is in forensics. He analyzes blood.
Right. He's like a blood expert.
Yes.
But it's interesting because he commits crimes himself. So he uses his knowledge to help him to not get caught.
Right. So he's both a criminal and he's a police officer.
But he's kind of like a superhero criminal, right? Because he doesn't kill for fun or pleasure. He just takes out people who kind of deserve it, right?
Yes, but he does kind of do it for pleasure because he's obsessed. he can't not kill. So instead of killing good people, he decides he will only ever kill bad people.
It's a really good show. I've watched a couple of episodes, and it's very, very good. The same as CSI. There are a couple of different versions. There's CSI Miami, New York, and Las Vegas. But my favorite is Las Vegas. It's very, very good.
And also Law and Order.
I've watched a couple of episodes of Law and Order. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they often talk about forensics because they have both parts. They have the police part and the law part with the lawyers who have to use the evidence in court. Very interesting.
And there's also, forensic scientists, they take a look at the evidence, but I think also they examine the body back at the morgue, right?
That's right. They look at the body to find out what happened to the body. This is all a part of reconstructing the crime.
So this person is also sometimes called a coroner, right?
Okay, the person who analyzes the body.
It's pretty scary though if you think about it, having to analyze a body after, I don't know.
I think you have to be very experienced doctor.
It's a very interesting. I don't even know how somebody becomes a forensic scientist, for example.
Oh,
Do you
can
study
go to
this
school
at
for
school?
it. Yeah, they
I
have
think
lots
there's
of forensic programs.
I think I saw on Discovery Channel they have a reality TV show about students, forensic students, and they're actually taken to real crime scenes, and then they get eliminated one by one.
I'll have to look it up. Well, I'm curious to know, have you ever heard of this before, forensic science or forensic anthropology? There are lots of people who study this and who do this as a job. And if you're not interested in that, maybe you could tell us about what kind of crime drama TV shows you like, because we certainly love them here. Our website is englishpod.com.
All right, we'll see everyone there.
Bye.
The English Pod audio review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Scientific test used in the investigation of crime. Forensics. Discover and define. Identify. A single length of. Strand. A person who helps another in committing a crime. Accomplice. Form a picture of a crime by piecing together evidence. Reconstruct. Tell me something directly and honestly. Give it to me straight. Think something is false. Suspect.
Let's try that faster.
Form a picture of a crime by piecing together evidence. Reconstruct. Think something is false. Suspect. Tell me something directly and honestly. Give it to me straight. A person who helps another in committing a crime. Accomplice. A single length of. Strand. Scientific test used in the investigation of crime. Forensics. Discover and define. Identify.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight, doctor. How long do I have to live? Give it to me straight. I want a shot of vodka. Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight. Is the steak delicious? Forensics. The forensics suggests she died from choking on a chicken bone. Forensics. We don't know how he was able to break into the bank. We must wait for the forensics. Forensics. Crime Scene Investigators is my favorite show. They really know how to study forensics. Reconstruct. The computer can reconstruct how the building used to look. Reconstruct. The doctor will attempt to reconstruct her nose. Reconstruct. After the storm, the family had to reconstruct their house. Suspect. The main suspect in the robbery is your brother. Suspect. She is the main suspect for the cookie thief. Suspect. From the size of the footprint, the suspect is a child. Identify. The police used the computer to identify the young woman. Identify. Use this picture to identify the missing dog. Identify. After watching the video, the cops were able to identify the bandits within a few hours.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine, and we've got a special announcement to make today.
That's right. This is lesson number 200.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So good job, English Pod. We have over 200 lessons already in our library, so that's like enough for like 6 months of continuous learning, I think.
But the lessons keep coming and they keep getting better. So of course you should continue to listen to us. We just thought we would mention that today is the special number 200.
Exactly. And because it's a special number, we're going to talk about a very laid back topic, but very interesting nonetheless. We're talking about junk food.
You might argue that it's actually too laid back and is the cause of many problems in America and other places in the world. Junk food is unhealthy food. So let's take a listen to today's dialogue and we'll be back in a moment to talk about what's going on.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine, I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So let's take a look at some of the great words and phrases all about junk food now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
My favorite. The stuff makes me hungry, but it's not very good for you.
It's not. It's terrible. And especially his favorite food was burger and fries.
Oh, had it for dinner last night.
Really? You had burger and fries?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's not very healthy, and there's a great way to describe this. The word is unhealthy.
All right, so yes, as you say, it's very unhealthy. Well, yeah, because you get fat, they're very high in calories, so it's unhealthy. So that means it's not good for you.
That's right. So just a reminder, in English, when we hear the word unhealthy or unhappy, this means not healthy.
That's
not
right.
happy. Un is a prefix that means not.
Okay, and talking about unhealthy food, in general, what are we talking about? We're talking about fast food.
Okay, so this might require a story. What is the meaning behind fast food as opposed to slow food? Because there is no slow food, right?
I think now they have it in like France or something like that. They talk about slow food. But anyways, fast food is food that is prepared very quickly. So you go, you order, in 2 or 3 minutes, you have your entire order ready to go.
Okay, so maybe this is the food that I could get at McDonald's or Burger King, where they make it very, very quickly and I can go home or I can go to the office with my food ready.
Exactly. So fast food, very popular among countries, very popular nowadays among busy people who have no time to sit down at a restaurant or eat or sit down and have a proper lunch.
Fast food. And one of the important drinks at a fast food restaurant is a carbonated drink. So this carbonated, what does this mean?
This is actually the fancy word for soda or for fizzy drink.
Fizzy, okay, so something that's carbonated has bubbles.
Yeah, it has bubbles.
For example, a lot of Europeans drink carbonated water. That means water with bubbles in it.
That's right. So actually the bubbles are caused because the drink has a high concentration of a certain gas, such as carbon. So that's why it has all these bubbles and it's fizzy, like Coca-Cola, for
Right,
example.
Coca-Cola or Sprite, these are carbonated drinks.
Very good.
So you have carbonated water and you have carbonated soda. What is the thing that makes soda different? What is it that makes soda taste so good?
It's sweet. And the ingredient that makes it sweet is called fructose syrup.
Fructose syrup is essentially sugar.
Yeah, and it comes from corn, I believe, right?
That's right. So you can also hear the name corn syrup. And this is a sweet syrup that comes from corn that makes drinks like Sprite and Coca-Cola taste so good. It's also very unhealthy for you.
Yes, because it has a lot of calories. So that is one of the main ingredients in soda. Now you know you have fructose syrup.
All right, so that's all we've got for language takeaway. Let's take another listen to today's dialogue. We'll be back in a second.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine, I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So now we have a couple of great phrases that we heard along the dialogue. So let's take a look at those now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, so starting off, this is a very interesting phrase because we saw it in the first sentence and it says, let's go grab a bite to eat. Let's grab a bite to eat.
So to grab is to hold something with your hand, okay, to do it quickly. He grabbed my arm. So to grab a bite to eat, a bite is a small taste. We're going to have a quick meal. So after work, you want to go grab a bite to eat? That means let's go have something to eat quickly.
Yeah, I'll be there soon. Let me just grab a bite to eat.
So a bite is a little bit. It's a small amount of food.
Now for our next phrase, it's very important because I've noticed that a lot of our English learners make the mistake of using this phrase. It's how about.
How about? So in today's dialogue, the phrase is, how about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
So how about is used as a suggestion is, how do you feel or what do you think of going home and preparing a couple sandwiches?
So another way to say this is, why don't we go home and prepare some sandwiches?
Exactly. But commonly, English learners make the mistake of using how about as a way of saying, how was it or how is it? So for example, how about your weekend? Wrong. Okay?
So how was your weekend?
Exactly.
So how about is usually used when we make a suggestion. How about we go see a movie on Saturday?
Or how about we go to my parents' house for Christmas this year?
Or finally, how about you get another job so that we can have more money to spend on going out to eat?
Very good.
So how about, these are all suggestions. Why don't you get another job? Why don't we go to our parents' house for Christmas? So you can't say, how about your weekend? You say, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
So there's a big difference there.
Very good. So make sure to stay away from that typical mistake using how about. Now, moving on, we were talking about fast food and how it's bad for you. And she said, you know what? You should also cut down on your sugar intake. So to cut down, that's a phrasal verb.
That's right. Cut down. So that means to decrease. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of soda that I drink.
Or I'm trying to cut down on how much I spend on the weekends.
Okay, so to cut down means to decrease or to lessen.
Very good. And for our last phrase, the whole thing that we're talking about and one of the favorite meals for everyone, burger and fries.
Okay, so this is one of many combinations for meals. You can have burger and fries, which is a hamburger and French fries. So oftentimes you'll say, hey, let's go grab a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Another combination, especially in England, is fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Fish would be a fried fish sandwich, and chips would be French fries as well.
That's right. So, and actually in England, they call French fries, they call them chips.
So if you're confused by the word chips or potato chips and French fries, these are different things in different places. But if you're talking to an American, French fries is the way to go.
Or for a while, they were called freedom fries.
Well, we don't need to talk about that. We can talk about that in a later lesson. But for now, the phrase is burger and fries.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue for the very last time.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine, I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
We're back, Marco. You're laughing. I know you like junk food. What's your favorite junk food of all time?
Actually, I am a big fan of fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Yummy.
I don't know. I think it's really greasy and oily and it's very, very bad, but I can't help it. It's very good.
You can buy bags of it in America.
I
Get
know.
like a pound bag.
You buy
of fried
it by
chicken.
the pound in America, right?
Yep, you pay for how much it weighs.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually really enjoy it, but places like Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're too expensive for fried chicken.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to go there. There's other places that are a lot more maybe traditional that are pretty good.
How about you? What is your favorite junk food?
Chicago style hot dog and French fries.
yeah.
Like when you go to see a baseball game, you get a hot dog. But Chicago style is good. It's not too much stuff on it. You have a poppy seed bun. So it's a bun, a piece of bread with some seeds on it and a lot of
Ketchup,
mustard and ketchup and onions.
I really enjoy hot dogs, but the one thing that I cannot have on a hot dog is mustard or relish.
Oh my gosh, those are the two best things. Okay, I can't talk to you anymore. Well, tell us what your favorite junk food is and tell Marco that he's crazy if he doesn't like mustard. Today we have an elementary level lesson about food, one of my favorite things to talk about.
That's right. We are going to talk about food, but specifically we're going to talk about a family barbecue.
Okay, what is a family barbecue? Well, I'll just say a few words first. A barbecue is usually something that we do outside. We bring food, we play games, maybe have some drinks, and a lot of the food is grilled. So that's what we're talking about today. We're going to hear this dialogue first, and then we'll come back to talk about it.
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
Oh no, it's raining!
All right, we're back. So probably a couple of words you didn't really understand. So let's take a look at those now in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Lots of food words, Marco. The first one is barbecue. We were talking about that a minute ago. A barbecue is something we do usually for a special occasion or for dinner. It's a summertime thing. You know, you go outside when it's warm and the entire family comes and we have food. Sometimes people even bring food.
Right. And actually, as you mentioned, it's something that you do a barbecue. You have a family barbecue, but it's also a verb to barbecue something. So to cook meat on a barbecue. So that's cooking meat, not in a stove, not with gas. Usually it's under a fire or very warm, intense heat coming from coals.
Exactly. And so before we cook food, usually before we cook meat on the grill, before we barbecue it, we have to marinate it, okay? So in this situation, the steaks and the chicken are already marinated.
Okay, so to marinate something, which is a verb, or the steaks and chickens are marinated, which is an adjective. So basically means that you have added spices and maybe some lemon juice, different herbs or salts to the meats in order to give it flavor before you cook them.
Exactly. Sometimes in Indian cooking, for example, you marinate with a yogurt sauce and you leave the meat in the refrigerator for a whole night.
Exactly.
So marinating, or to marinate, is a process to give flavor to food.
Very good. All right, so we've marinated our food, our chicken, our steaks, but also we have hamburgers. So we need hamburger buns. What are buns?
Okay, buns are pieces of bread that are for special kinds of food. So you have a hamburger bun. It's a round piece of bread, and the hamburger goes on one piece and under another piece. A hot dog bun is different. It's like a piece of bread that's folded, and the hot dog goes in the middle. So bun is a special kind of bread for these kinds of foods.
All right, so remember, if you want to have a hot dog, you need to buy hot dog buns. So people know already that you're talking about bread. And if you want to buy a hamburger bread, you say a hamburger bun.
That's right. So hamburger buns and hot dog buns. But after we talk about having the hamburger buns, we discuss how many hot dogs we're going to cook. So the person says we should cook a couple dozen hot dogs.
All right, so a dozen is 12 units of something.
Right, so eggs are sold in dozens. We buy a dozen eggs, we buy 12 eggs.
Okay, or you can say half a dozen, that means 6.
Half of 12. And a couple dozen is usually around 24, 25.
Okay, very good. So a dozen hot dogs, and they are also getting kebabs. What are kebabs?
One of my favorite foods, kebabs, are sticks or skewers of meat. So you have a very thin stick, and you put the meat on it, and you put that on the grill, and you cook the meat on the grill.
So, yeah, those are very common. For example, in the Middle East, right? You have kebabs, sticks of meat, and also maybe some vegetables put on it, and you grill them.
Exactly. Very flavorful, very tasty meat.
All right, so why don't we listen to our dialogue again, and we'll come back shortly to look at some more words.
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
All right, we're back. So now why don't we go to a second part of language takeaway and take a look at 5 more words.
Language takeaway.
All right, the first word that we're going to look at is lawn furniture. So we're going to have lawn furniture outside.
Okay, so before we even start thinking about food, we have to decide where people will sit at this barbecue. And so we have to find out how much lawn furniture we have. Furniture can be a sofa, a table, a chair. We have furniture in the house, but lawn furniture is furniture for the outside. A lawn is
Right.
the green grass outside your house.
So it's usually not going to be made out of wood, for example, because if it rains, it might get ruined, right? So usually it's either plastic or maybe even rock or stone.
or metal.
Or metal. So that's what lawn furniture is. Furniture that is made to be outside in your backyard, for example, or that sits on your lawn.
Exactly. And so we're going to be on the lawn furniture. We have the special thing for cooking meat outside, the grill.
Okay, so we mentioned that you grill chicken or you grill steaks, but it's also a noun, a grill. So a grill, what is that?
A grill is like a stove for the outside, but instead of having electricity to make the fire, we have gas or propane. And this is something that we light on fire. We use coals to keep the insides very warm. And so this is just a way to cook meats or even vegetables outside.
Okay, perfect. So that is a grill. And if you're going to cook foods or vegetables in this way. So you're going to grill them. All right. And, well, just in case it gets hot and you want to hide from the sun, we are going to set up a tent.
Okay, a tent. You can sleep in a tent, but in this case, a tent is just a covering outside. So maybe some cloth or some fabric that will stand over us when we sit down or want to be outside. It's also a way to protect us from the rain.
Right. So as you mentioned, a tent is something that you set up temporarily made out of cloth or plastic to protect you from the sun or rain. Or if you're going camping, you sleep in one. All right. And now that they have all the food, they need cups. And then they mentioned this strange word. It kind of sounds French. Serviettes.
Serviettes. So I do think it comes from the French word. This is a British way of saying napkins.
A napkin.
It's like paper for cleaning your hands and cleaning your mouth that you throw away.
Okay, so you can say napkins, or if you want to sound a little bit more fancier, you can say serviettes.
And speaking of fancy, let's talk about beer. Where do we keep beer? It has to stay cold, right?
Right. So usually you would place it in a refrigerator, but if you're outside or you're going camping, you want to keep them cold or you want to keep something hot. You place it in a cooler.
Okay, so a cooler is a plastic bin or a plastic box that we put all of the ice in and the drinks. So it's not just for beer, it's also for Coke and Sprite and all these different drinks.
Right, so it's usually made to keep something cool, but as I said, if you want to keep something warm, you can also keep it in the cooler. It keeps the temperature of the foods.
And the nice thing is that it's not electric, so you can use it anywhere.
Right. All right, so that's all the words for today. Why don't we listen to our dialogue for the last time?
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
Oh no, it's raining!
All right, we're back. So family barbecues and doing these things. Did you do these when you were young at home? Do you still like to do it?
All the time. I love barbecues. That's one of my favorite ways to eat food. The nice thing about a barbecue is you get to sit outside and relax, and there's nothing better than nice, fresh grilled meat.
Right, and well, you have all your friends over, so you're having a couple of beers and you're having some meat, and it's actually a really nice way of just having something at home with good friends and family, right?
Exactly, and some of the most important barbecues we have are in the summer near July 4th. And so people like to have July 4th barbecues where you celebrate Independence Day and sit outside and drink and have hot dogs and hamburgers and macaroni and cheese.
Actually, well, I was in Chile. I noticed that as well. Near their festivities for their independence, which is September 18th, a lot of people get together and have barbecues, and it's so popular that pretty much every house in the neighborhood you can smell somebody barbecuing on the weekend.
You're making me so hungry.
Food, a deep dive into a basic need. Food is one of the most essential parts of human life. It is not just a source of energy, but also a way to experience culture, celebrate traditions, and build connections with others. In this topic, we will explore food from different angles, its types, its role in our lives, and how to talk about it in English. This will help English learners improve their vocabulary, sentence construction, and understanding of the topic. What is food? Food refers to substances that people and animals eat or drink to sustain life, promote growth, and maintain health. It is a combination of nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, which are necessary for the body to function properly. Categories of food. 1. Natural foods. These are foods that come directly from nature. They are not processed or altered. Examples include fruits, apples, oranges, berries. Vegetables, broccoli, spinach, carrot. Nuts and seeds, almonds, peanuts, sunflower seeds. Grains, wheat, rice, oats. 2. Processed foods. Processed foods are altered during preparation. They may include added sugar, salt, or preservatives. Examples are bread, canned soup, packaged snacks. 3. Cooked foods. Cooking changes the texture, flavor, and digestibility of food. Common cooking methods include boiling, baking, grilling, frying. Meals of the day. Meals are the structured times when people eat. Understanding the names and purposes of meals is essential. 1. Breakfast. The first meal of the day, typically eaten in the morning. A healthy breakfast might include eggs and toast, cereal with milk, fresh fruit. 2. Lunch. Lunch is usually eaten in the early afternoon. It is often lighter than dinner but still filling. Examples of lunch foods: sandwiches, salads, rice with chicken. 3. Dinner. Dinner is the main meal of the day, often eaten in the evening. Common dinner dishes include pasta with sauce, roasted meat with vegetables, soup and bread. 4. Snacks. Snacks are smaller meals eaten between the main meals. They are often light and easy to prepare, such as a granola bar, a piece of fruit. Nuts. The role of food in culture. Food plays an important role in expressing culture and identity. Every country and community has dishes that are unique to them. For example, Italy, pizza and spaghetti. Japan, sushi and tempura. Mexico, tacos and enchiladas. Food can also be a symbol of celebration. Think about birthday cakes, holiday feasts, or traditional wedding meals. Talking about food in English. Here are some useful phrases and sentences expressing preferences. What is your favorite food? Example, my favorite food is sushi. Do you like spicy food? Example, yes, I love spicy food. Describing food. How does it taste? Example, it tastes sweet and creamy. Is it healthy? Example, yes, it is rich in vitamins. Asking about meals. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Example, I usually eat cereal and a banana. Can you recommend a good restaurant? Example, yes, try the Italian place near the park. Healthy eating. Eating healthy is important for a good life. A balanced diet includes 1. Proteins found in meat, fish, eggs, and beans. 2. Carbohydrates found in rice, bread, and pasta. 3. Fats found in nuts, avocados, and oils. 4. Vitamins and minerals found in fruits and vegetables. Unhealthy foods like chips and candy are okay occasionally, but should not be eaten every day. Cooking vocabulary. Knowing how to talk about cooking is useful. Here are some words and phrases. Ingredients, the items needed to make a dish. Example, the ingredients for a cake are flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Recipe, instructions on how to prepare a dish. Utensils, tools used for cooking like spoons, knives, and pans. Advanced vocabulary for food. For intermediate learners, let's practice some higher-level words. Cuisine, the style of cooking from a particular country. Example, French cuisine is famous for its desserts. Flavor, the taste of food. Example, this soup has a rich flavor. Texture, how food feels when you eat it. Example, the bread is soft, but the crust is crunchy. Fun facts about food. 1. Carrots were originally purple, not orange. 2. Honey never spoils. It can last forever. 3. Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. 4. The most popular fruit in the world is the mango. Practice questions. 1. What is your favorite dish and why? 2. Can you describe a meal you ate recently? 3. Do you prefer home-cooked food or restaurant food? Conclusion. Food is more than just what we eat. It connects us to each other, gives us energy, and helps us learn about the world. By talking about food in English, you can expand your vocabulary and improve your speaking skills. What foods do you enjoy? Try describing them in English.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
A meal cooked out of doors over an open fire. Barbecue. Be soaked in marinade. Marinate. A group of 12. Dozen. Pieces of roasted meat, fish, and vegetables on a skewer. Kebab. Utensil with a metal grate, parallel metal bars, for cooking over a fire. Grill. Portable shelter of canvas held up by poles, rope, and pegs. Tent. A small square of cloth or paper. Serviette. A container, vessel, or apparatus for cooling. Cooler. Furniture intended for use outside in the yard. Lawn furniture. A round bun shaped to hold a hamburger patty. Hamburger bun.
Let's try that faster.
A round bun shaped to hold a hamburger patty. Hamburger bun. A meal cooked out of doors over an open fire. Barbecue. A container, vessel, or apparatus for cooling. Cooler. Be soaked in marinade. Marinate. Utensil with a metal grate, parallel metal bars, for cooking over a fire. Grill. Portable shelter of canvas held up by poles, rope, and pegs. Tent. Pieces of roasted meat, fish, and vegetables on a skewer. Kebab. Furniture intended for use outside in the yard. Lawn furniture. A group of 12. Dozen. A small square of cloth or paper. Serviette.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Barbecue. How about we have a barbecue tomorrow night? Barbecue. In the summertime at dinner, there is always the smell of someone in our neighborhood having a barbecue. Barbecue. Can you smell the barbecue? My mouth is watering. Marinate. Marinated steaks are much more tasty and juicier than regular steaks. Marinate. The only thing I know about my friend's secret recipe is that she marinates the chicken breasts overnight. Marinate. Marinating meat makes the meat more tender. Lawn furniture. We have a whole bunch of lawn furniture and a swimming pool in our backyard. Lawn furniture. The home store down the road is having a sale on lawn furniture. Lawn furniture. The party ended abruptly when people started throwing the lawn furniture into the pool. Grill. My favorite food is steak done on the grill. Grill. After you finish cutting up the vegetables, wrap them in some aluminum foil and place it on top of the grill. Grill. You should always clean the grill after you use it. Cooler. We brought a cooler with us to the beach so that we could keep the drinks and the sandwich meat cold. Cooler. He filled up a cooler with ice and then placed the medical specimen carefully inside. Cooler. When we go camping, we always have a cooler or two to keep food cold.